to our Fergus Falls team. If you have energy, integrity, and a passion to talk to people, you might be the perfect fit. We want someone that is not only a go-getter, but a team player who's eager to be part of a successful, supportive team. If you're ready to make an impact with the businesses we work with, we want to hear from you. Apply today at Layton.media and become part of a team that values community, integrity, and growth. That's Layton.media to apply. Your success starts here.
Interested in starting a new podcast, but not sure where to start? Check out the brand new Layton Media Podcast Network. We've sorted through the masses to find amazing local content that we think you'll like. From hot takes to legends, entertainment, inspiration, and connection right in your earbuds. Tap into something new. Text podcast to 218-321-1033 and find your next obsession. Layton Media Podcast Network.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
I almost had them all pushed correctly. Good Wednesday morning.
I only have one button. They only trust me with one button in here, so.
Still fixing.
And I nailed it. So.
There we go.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just a darn good thing you're running all the multiple buttons in there, and I just really have to push one button and a couple of dials.
I think you were a little surprised at Nelson just how much.
Oh my goodness.
Is here.
When I saw you setting up for that live broadcast, I thought, that is the one time I can say, gosh, I'm glad I'm as old as I am, and I have been in this business long enough to now sit back and watch you young guys take over and do all that stuff. And remember me, I'm the one who says, ugh, I'm done learning. I'm done. And I suppose I could do it. Back in the day, I plugged a lot of stuff in, and I knew how to run the equipment.
You had your time.
But there's 50 times the amount of equipment now that we have streaming.
Yeah.
So.
All the cameras, all the cords, all the receivers.
I felt like a slug, though, just standing there watching you do it all, because, I mean, I wanted to dig in and help, but I didn't know how.
And I didn't even use the wireless transmitter that we use in the studio, because I was just like, well, it's got to transmit 5 feet, and I've got a 20-foot HDMI. I'll just use the HDMI.
We'll be fine, yeah. So anyway, well, I'm glad you know how to do all that, so thanks.
I'm glad I do, too.
and I'm glad I don't have to learn, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was just doing a little reading here, and I think I actually saw this a day or two ago, and you may have seen this. But you know how all of Hollywood seems to be on the far left?
Yep.
So Jimmy Kimmel, he has gotten his Italian citizenship so that he can move away from the United States. And to that we say,
move.
Bye-bye.
I hate all these celebrities that do this.
Who cares?
I'm gonna move, and then they don't.
Who cares? And then they move. Wasn't it Rosie O'Donnell who moved, and then she wants to come back?
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares? Move. We couldn't care less.
I don't care where any celebrity lives.
No, me neither. Especially, and I don't know. There's that entitlement that goes with. Yeah. Oh, I'm moving, like all of America should give a rip. You know, who cares about it? Anyway, I thought that was sort of laughable. He's just one of a string of
now he's got to pay taxes in Italy.
Yeah. I don't know. So then what happens? Does he have a show? I don't even know what he does anymore.
Yeah, he's one of the late night people.
Yeah. So then can he do his show from Italy?
I'm pretty sure ABC would not agree to that.
No, I would sure think not, but who knows? So
just grandstanding.
Yeah, so Jimmy Kimmel is going to, I guess, say sayonara to the USA, and that's okay with all of us who are staying.
Yep.
Well, speaking of the USA, Washington, D.C. has become a real hotbed lately, but this is one of those areas where people talk about going in and trying to do something to clean up Washington, D.C., and then versus the guy who actually came in and did it, is doing it. And he didn't, President Trump didn't just sit by and say, we got to clean up this city, we got to clean up this city. But
he said, we got to clean up the city, and this is how we're going to do it.
He's making strides to do just that. Now, of course, and if he was planting flowers and giving $20 bills to everyone on the street, the left would find a way to say, that's terrible, that's awful. You can't do that. And so, of course, that's what happened. He's being fought tooth and nail. When the actual mayor, Muriel Bowser, advocated for statehood for her district as National Guard troops were deployed to the Capitol, authorized by President Trump to assist with law enforcement efforts. And anybody in law enforcement is saying, hear, hear, thank you, we need this. Now, the mayor has to play along, because she has to. And on one side of her mouth, she is saying, I'm gonna play along. On the other side, she's like, we don't want this. This is not how this should be going. And of course, they're trying to become a state so that this can't happen. And you mentioned yesterday that that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, policing in the District of Columbia used to be run by the White House, right?
The president and the Senate.
All right. Well, anyway, despite a significant decrease in crime rates, we keep hearing that. 26%, it's down 26%. Okay, well, that might be
Instead
true.
of 1,000 murders, we've got 7,500
exactly.
murders.
So let's talk about the numbers and not the percentages. And the percentage is per capita. So anyway, but yesterday there was, I don't know if it was a press conference, but Jeanine Pirro was there. And she said this in an answer to, oh my gosh, why are you here? Crime is down 26%.
Enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight.
I love that. That's why I fight the fight. Good for her. She's tough too.
Yeah.
And she doesn't mince any words, and I like that. But you know what? You're exactly right. So down 26%, but what does that really mean? What are those numbers? What do they look like? And isn't 1 death or 10 deaths or 20 deaths, even if that seems like a small number, in a city the size of D.C., maybe you could bring it down to 0.
Yeah, they had those 2 tourists coming out of the Holocaust Museum. They got shot.
Oh my gosh! I tell you what.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
and
it's everywhere. It's not just D.C. I tell you what, the stories that are coming out of Fargo-Moorhead.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, well, I don't need to do that anymore. I mean, in fact, I told this story last week. I had a friend who said, hey, I'm having some friends come in from Chicago, coming into Fargo, know any great places downtown that we can go? And I'm like, nope. The only thing I know about downtown Fargo is how to get out of there. And that night, there were people killed on the street. And now Moorhead had 2 fatalities.
Yep.
I think that must have been Monday night, I think. Anyway, it's everywhere. So, and I don't think this is going to be the last of what we've seen in terms of the National Guard coming into not only D.C., but I think, I don't know, that might happen in other cities too. How do you turn that around?
Well, they can get away with it in D.C. They would have a hard time in other cities.
They would, because it would take congressional approval for them to, wouldn't it?
It would take governor approval.
Okay,
the governor can...
Per state.
Yeah, per state.
Okay, and then I think to go up beyond 30 days here, if they wanted to continue this beyond 30 days, I think that takes congressional approval, which of course...
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt.
Probably would not happen. Anyway, I hope their efforts are not in vain. I hope it sends a message that says, listen, this administration is not going to put up with this. Mm-hmm. And of course, they're thinking ahead to the 250th anniversary of this country. coming up, next 4th of July is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And so they're already thinking ahead to those kinds of things. Let's clean up the city, not just for a major party, but, for families.
Yeah.
D.C. is such a great city to visit with your family. There's so much history there, and your kids would love it. But people are like, I don't know if I want to go to D.C.
Yeah.
And so hopefully this helps in that regard. Spirit Airlines, recently out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy, has raised doubts about its ability to sustain operations in the upcoming year. Spirit Aviation Holdings, the parent company, cited adverse market conditions impacting its business despite restructuring efforts. Ongoing cost-cutting measures, including pilot furloughs and downgrades, are planned. Downgrades from Spirit?
I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know if you can downgrade Spirit Airlines anymore. Maybe you just don't get a seat. Do you just stand on the plane? I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think they just went to the whole assigned seats. Before it was like a free-for-all.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've flown Spirit quite a few times, and I've always had an assigned seat.
Okay, maybe it wasn't Spirit, maybe it was one of the other ones, but I thought it was.
There was somebody who it was a free-for-all. I think it was either Southwest.
Oh, maybe it was Southwest.
I think it was Southwest.
Because they were doing this whole ad campaign. We now have assigned seating. They're all cheering, and everybody's just like, wasn't that all the other airplanes?
Every single other airline does.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine.
Maybe it was Southwest.
Oh, just imagine the biting and scratching to get on that plane. How would that even...
Shiver be shanked for the
How
exit
would that
file.
even work? I thought Spirit Airlines was being purchased by someone.
Spirit of Halloween, they're going to have traveling Halloween stores. It seems like anytime a store shuts down, it's a Spirit of Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. All right. 13 individuals from the Dominican Republic have been accused of defrauding 400 American grandparents of $5 million by pretending to be their grandchildren calling in distress.
Oh, the grandchild scam.
The scammers targeted seniors in Massachusetts, California, New York, Florida, and Maryland, claiming to be in urgent need of financial assistance. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm a grandparent, and I would be concerned if somebody called and said, your grandchild. And then but I wouldn't react to that. And if it wasn't my grandkid calling, although AI can make it sound like your grandkid, anyway, just don't do that. Don't react to anything on the phone, via text or email that asks you immediately for money. And
especially if it's in gift cards. And it's sad because this happens in Fergus.
It does. But really, honestly, just pause for a second. When people are saying, got to do it right now, right there is a red flag.
Yeah.
You should just pause for a second, take a little minute to think about it. And then if it's your Target account or it is your whatever, that's a poor example because I
Amazon
hate Target.
account.
Whatever, saying you have to do this now or else, or another one that's going around out there is one that says, this is your final notice. You have a charge from, I forget what they call it, the pass that allows you to drive through toll booths.
Oh, the toll booth thing, yeah.
Yeah, and...
Easy pass.
Easy pass. And so they're making it sound like, oh my goodness, if you don't do this, you're going to owe all kinds of money. So it's only like $25 or whatever, but still, now you've given them access to your banking information. That's the worst part. And I can guarantee you they're going to take more than the $25. So be skeptical of everything out there, right?
Just react, though, if it's a fireman saying, you got to act fast, we need to get out of this building. It's on fire.
Yeah. If they say that, run, okay?
I smell smoke, I see flames, maybe I should move.
Right, but you won't lose any money that way, see? All right, and a guy by the name of Andrew Barber was found safe after surviving 9 days lost in British Columbia's Caribou region. He was reported missing back on July 31st. He built a shelter, drank dirty pond water, and left distress messages, including carving help on a rock. Rescuers spotted him near his shelter on August 8th. He was severely dehydrated with a leg injury. He was taken to a hospital and later released. So that's good news there.
Hey, another good news. It was a great night last night for the Pioneer Care Chop,
tell us
Hops,
all
and Bingo.
about it.
It was
What a
great
perfect
time.
night.
I even got into some of that bingo action, and I got close once, but obviously never a bingo because I just can't win at bingo.
Okay.
But the Underwood Lions pork chops, phenomenal.
So good.
The Elizabeth Lions put on the bingo. That was good. Outstate Brewing was there. And big shout out to all the people from Pioneer that was working hard.
Absolutely. And Outstate, I think they donated 10%.
10%?
Back to the capital campaign at Pioneer. So.
It was nice because they had nice little drawings and renderings of, what they're doing at Pioneer Care. And it was pretty cool.
I was up at Pioneer yesterday. After my mom passed away, I had made so many friends over the 6 months.
Yeah.
That I periodically still go and visit, and I sit down at the table with, all the folks that were there when my mom was there, and it's just fun to catch up. I miss that,
It's a beautiful facility.
It is, and so I stopped there yesterday and visited for a bit, and in doing so, each time I go there are construction people working like crazy, and you hear lots of machinery and stuff is happening. And you start to see changes as you go. So it's really, I thought it was a fabulous facility before, but it's going to be amazing going forward. So anyway, thanks to all of you who joined in the fundraising efforts last night. Coming up on the bottom of the hour, when we come back, 2 in 3 Americans are turning to thrifting regularly. We'll tell you more about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
This is Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. When you're thinking about a memorial for your loved one, I invite you to stop in and see our large selection of memorials on display. The memorial you choose is crafted for you right here locally with an everlasting warranty. That means it's perfect, now and forever, guaranteed. Call or stop into Fergus Falls Monument or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com. Memorials that matter.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home, we can help.
We get it. Price matters. You work hard for your money and shouldn't have to choose between saving a few bucks and quality service. This is Sherry. At Fergus Home and Hardware, we're proud to price match all major appliances for you so you don't have to wonder if you're getting a fair deal. No guesswork, just the right products at the best price.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home, we can help.
Interested in starting a new podcast but not sure where to start? Check out the brand new Leighton Media Podcast Network. We've sorted through the masses to find amazing local content that we think you'll like. From hot takes to legends, entertainment, inspiration, and connection right in your earbuds. Tap into something new. Text podcast to 218-321-1033 and find your next obsession. Leighton Media Podcast Network.
Keeping you company out on the lakes, the Minnesota Twins, and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF.
Hey, Twins fans, it's Chris Atterbury. Join me alongside the great Paul Molitor from New York as the Twins try to salvage a win in New York. They'll have Joe Ryan on the mound, 5:30 lineup guard, 6:05 first pitch. It's all right here on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
There's only one silage brand that's been raising the bar for over 30 years. There's only one silage seed lineup that's been designed, selected, and tested for optimal performance in Midwestern soils and conditions, and enjoyed by millions of cows across the region. You might be hearing about a lot of newcomers who promise more milk per ton and more tonnage per acre, but there's only one you should trust: Dairyland Seed High DF. Discover the high DF difference at dairylandseedsilage.com.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Looking for that perfect SUV? Find it at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They've got a great selection of Buick Enclaves in stock. Roomy, reliable, and packed with the latest technology and safety features. Stop in today, take a test drive, and see why your next SUV should come from Minnesota Motor Company. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Get the latest in ag information and market updates with the Red River Farm Network. Monday through Friday, News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Duckerman with a market update on the Red River Farm Network. Grain markets trading mostly higher this morning. Abbott Futures analyst Ron McDaniel says the market is still digesting yesterday's WASDE report.
The soybeans are benefiting from the interpretation that 53.6 yield is needed to generate, at least on USDA's balance sheet, a 290 carryout, which is not excessive at all. And if we did lose even 1 bushel of beans to sudden death, white mold, all these foliar problems that could develop with wet August, maybe that gets you down around 200 carryout, which has got people thinking about that. Corn is just a sort of a dead duck because these yields might be a little too high, but the finishing weather that I get is pretty good for corn. We are very strong on demand, but the USDA did add in about 550 million bushels of demand to go along with that almost 1 billion increase in crop size.
Cattle markets continuing to trade higher.
What was striking to me in the outlook from USDA, they have been carrying southern 5-area direct markets at 226.78 all the way through February. Now they're extending out to April, May, June for next year in their forward-looking price guidance, and they came up $15 in Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. They would suggest that 242, 243 could be the norm out there.
That's Abbott Futures analyst Ron McDaniel. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
You hustle, you grind, you push your farm forward every single day. Now it's time to make your inputs work just as hard as you do. CHS Autumn Rewards Pro gives you the power to finance fertilizer, crop protection, and seed at rates as low as 0%. That's money in your pocket. That's fuel for your operation. That's just smart financing. Talk to your CHS representative today to lock in financing as low as 0%, or go to chsagronomy.com/rewards for more info.
The North Dakota Mill has been producing northern-grown spring wheat and durum flour since 1922. The mill now adds value to more than 30 million bushels per year. North Dakota Mill employees take pride in the highest quality spring wheat and durum wheat products for the baking and pasta industries. Look for Dakota-made flour in 5, 10, and 25-pound packages, as well as pancake and bread machine mixes. Spring wheat and durum flour, superior quality, is what separates the North Dakota Mill from the competition.
I'm Mark Oppold with an American Agriculture History Minute brought to you by Full Scale from Helena. Help your crops reach their full yield potential. Apply Full Scale during reproduction. Visit helenaagra.com to learn more about Full Scale. The year was 1788. Pioneers continued their western movement over the Appalachians to what was called the Northwest Territory. They established Marietta, Ohio, as the first permanent American settlement in the New West. The Northwest Territory was established by Congress as the first incorporated territory and included what is now Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois. And it would thrust the new government to consider further expansion, which would come with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. That's today's American Agriculture History Minute. I'm Mark Oppold.
Minneapolis wheat, we have September right now up 2.5 at 570.5, 579 3/4 actually. We have the December up 3.5 at 598.5. Looking at Chicago September, we're up 3.5 now at 508.5. KC September up a penny at 511 3/4. September corn is up 4 1/4 at 375 3/4. December up 4 at 398 1/4. September beans were up 11 cents, 10.23 3/4. November up 11.5 at 10.44 1/4. August live cattle up $1.95, 237.77. August feeders now up 202, 347.40. Reporting agriculture's business, this is the Red River Farm Network.
Don't wait until your garage door sounds like this. Easy Open Garage Doors here to help. Whether you're in need of repair or a new opener, or maybe it's just time to replace the whole door. Make it easy and give Easy Open Garage Door a call, 770-DOOR.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
Newly retired and looking for part-time work? Otter Tail Coaches of Fergus Falls is now hiring part-time bus drivers. $21.85 an hour and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply online at ottertailcoaches.com/careers.
Got a lot of people talking, saving money, having fun. Got a lot of people asking where to go, where to run. Got a lot of people clicking, saying, I bought it on. Deals, give me those deals.
At FergusFallsDeals.com.
Got a lot of people shopping online and on the go.
At FergusFallsDeals.com.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
It's 9:36, almost 9:37. Forecast for today. Thank you, Canada. We've got smoke at 78 for our high winds on the southeast at about 8, but again, still some smoke. 65 for tonight's low, a little bit of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see that off and on for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Right now, Fergus Falls, 68, winds on the southeast at 6. This is a Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument.
Ever have one of those mornings where your coffee couldn't be strong enough or enough of it?
Yeah,
kind of feeling like that today.
I supplement with Red Bull.
Yeah. Oh, the Red Bull supplement.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I never feel like I need the caffeine, but I suppose I do.
I need the fizzy joy that is Red Bull every once in a while.
Okay. Well, I just and I don't know. I don't know that I need the caffeine, but I suppose it keeps me moving in the morning. But it's just that taste of that coffee. Some days it's just, oh my goodness, this
some
tastes
days
so
tastes
good.
better.
Oh, today's one of them. And I filled this. This was my second cup, so it was like full to the brim when I left, and I'm nearing the bottom.
Uh-oh. I
know. That's frightening.
Could have got some during the break.
I could have, but not this coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sad that we don't have a Keurig.
I'm sad too.
I know. Maybe we're going to have a Keurig fundraiser here.
Everybody throw in $5 and
well,
we'll
we
go get
could
one.
do it.
We could easily do it, especially with all the people that desperately want a Keurig back.
I know. So
our Keurig died.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
I'd toss in $5 for sure.
Yeah, I'd toss in 10.
Me too. Okay. Well, It sounds like we have our own fundraiser going here. Okay, so 2 in 3 Americans are turning to thrifting regularly. Are you a thrift shop guy?
I am not, but my wife loves them.
I do not love them. And that, I just don't. I've gone to a thrift shop a couple of times when I was in search of something very specific, and I usually find it. So here's a great example. I had one of those, and it's old. I don't know if it was my grandma's or it was just one that my mom had that was really old, but it's an electric coffee percolator.
Ah, yes.
And there's something about that percolator coffee, and I love the noise it makes when it's making coffee. It's just like going back in time.
Well, we were without a coffee maker here for a few days. Zach brought in his percolator.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, and you can buy brand new percolators. I mean, I have a Cuisinart percolator just because I love the noise that it makes when it makes coffee. And it's easy to take along if you are traveling, or if you're going someplace for the weekend. As a family, we rent these cabins up by Park Rapids, and we do our Christmas all together because we're just too big for anyone's house anymore. And so that's what I actually got it for, is to be able to bring an extra pot along. But anyway, I needed a cord for this really old percolator. And I went to a thrift store in Pelican, which, by the way, is really a nice little thrift store. And if you like thrifting, they display everything so well, and they're so nice. Anyway, I walked in there. I said, okay, here's what I'm looking for. And I had the pot with me. And she went to the back room, and she came out with this big tote. And it was nothing but cords. And she goes, plunk, here you go.
Good luck.
And I found one.
Nice.
I mean, pretty much right off the top. So anyway, there are great things about thrift stores. And I know a lot of people love them. And you do come up with some good finds.
I pretty much, if I'm going to a thrift shop, Jen will just kind of meander through stuff. I will go to the records. I'll look for records I want, but normally the records I want are not in thrift stores.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, the Americans have just reduced their discretionary spending, some of them up to 40, almost 45%.
Wow.
That's a lot. And over half of those people who were polled expressed worry about their finances, and they just said, we are regularly turning to thrifting to balance budgets. Nearly 1 in 6 thrift weekly. Gen Z shopping secondhand more than other generations. Now, I've got a granddaughter. Her and her friends love to go to those consignment shops because often people, bring clothes they're hardly worn, and oftentimes they're expensive brands. Oh, are we going to bring in our young man?
We're going to bring in our Gen Zer.
Okay, we're going to bring in our Gen Zer, and I love the way we get in contact with him. Dave throws a pen at the window that Derek is on the other side of in the newsroom,
I think that's the most aggressive. That pen has hit the glass.
That's hilarious. I could hear the clunk from in here, and I'm in a different studio.
Just gotta flip it over there.
Oh my goodness! So as soon as I see you throw the pen, I know that we're bringing Derek in. And Derek, I don't know if you caught that, but we're talking about thrifting.
And
So
Gen
what do you think?
Is, they say Gen Z is really into thrifting. Are you and your wife into thrifting?
Oh, definitely. Whenever we go up to Fargo, we sort of bounce around which stores we go to, but I can almost guarantee at some point my wife's going to be like, hey, let's go to Savers.
Okay.
Because we...
like what kinds of things are you looking for? Anything specific usually when you go there, or do you just kind of peruse what's there?
So Miranda really loves looking for books there.
Okay.
Because they sell them so cheap.
Okay.
I mean, it's generally like a couple bucks for books that are normally... upward
that's a good
20
idea.
and up.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a
Books
great
are
spot.
expensive, yeah.
Yeah, so she always looks at the books, but especially when we were living in our own house in Barnesville, we would look for furniture. I look for clothes up there periodically, But yeah, it's really like books. Luna loves going around and playing with the toys now because she's old enough that she recognizes
Luna.
the
That is
little
the cutest
toy
name
area.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah. So we go up there for all sorts of things.
See, I knew it would be good to bring them on.
Yes. Well, I have a friend who is just a crazy person about thrift stores. We can't keep her out of them. And so when you're with her, you were like, oh boy, if you're going to go thrifting, I'm going to go sit down and grab a cup of coffee because it's going to be a while.
That used to be me at Best Buy. My friends would be like, no, he's just going to wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of people love thrifting, and I'm grateful for the thrift stores to bring things to them.
Yeah.
And say, hey, and I try to. Some thrift stores are easier to bring things to than others. I've discovered one that I love, and plus the people that work there are so nice. And I always, when I go there, I say, okay, I've got this. Is that something that you think you can resell? Are you okay taking this? Because I don't expect them to just
take everything. Yeah.
Yeah, just take a bunch of junk, But they're so gracious and so good about taking it. And then when I'm there, I see the place is full.
Yeah.
People are shopping like crazy. And it's everything from furniture and appliances. That's a great place to pick up appliances, Derek. Wouldn't you agree? Like little,
Yeah, like smaller appliances.
Yeah, small appliances.
Like Soda Streams.
Yeah, I've told this story to Dave before, but last Christmas I got a Soda Stream so I can make my own soda and make like an official Mountain Dew mix. And my mother-in-law bought one for me. And shortly after that, we went to Savers up in Fargo, and they had one there for like $5. And these are like $120 items.
Oh my goodness.
And they were like $5. I'm like, I could get a second one so I can have one at work and at home. And Brenda was just like, no, you're not doing that.
Down.
I got shut down immediately. She was like, you don't even know if it works. I'm like, yeah, but how am I gonna know if I don't?
It's worth it for a try.
I know, and then you can hardly, Or I've also had people find things that they've had around their house forever and ever and ever, like. Maybe it's a bread machine. Boy, that takes us back, huh? But maybe they had one that they really loved, and all of a sudden they go to the thrift store and they find one like they had, and they buy that one as a backup. When the old one goes bad, then you got the backup, right?
I have to laugh because my mom had one, or still has one, and I think it's been used once in 40 years.
There's the other great thing that thrift
used to
stores.
use mine.
The other great things that thrift stores can be used for is collectibles.
Oh,
the amount of thing I regularly check certain like areas, just like on the off chance that there's something like really cool or interesting. Oftentimes they have areas where you have cups and mugs, and there's some collectibles, and then there's just some like fun mugs that you find sometimes. So.
Okay. And I will just tell you, you put this in your brain. This is a little, what do we call it when you put something in the vault for 20 years down the road? Like a time capsule?
There we go.
Okay, so here we go, Derek. Put this in your time capsule, and remember that I said this. 40 years down the road, or even 30 years down the road, when you move from one house to the next, you're going to be so mad at yourself for buying all those extra mugs.
That is true.
I'm just telling you.
When we moved from Barnesville, I think we got rid of quite a few mugs because there's so many fun ones. It's like
there are
you can't
fun
even
ones.
Use half of them.
I know. It's just I'm just telling you, in the time capsule, and you'll pull that out in 35 years, and you'll say, "Yep, Mary warned me against this," and just telling you. But anyway, well, good. I'm sure you find some cool stuff, and some expensive things for like next to nothing. So I should be a better thrifter, is what I'm saying.
Be a better thrifter.
Yeah, be a better thrifter. All right, Derek, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
All right. This happens all the time. People who are so stupid because they go on Instagram or Facebook, one social media platform or another, and tell about the not so great things that they are doing. Well, this is a former U.S. Postal Service letter carrier admitted to three-year conspiracy to steal credit and debit cards and checks from the mail, using them to fund luxury purchases and international travel.
Well, this is a rock star.
Oh, boy. Marianne Meg Dammit. That's her name, Meg Dammit.
No way.
I'm not even kidding. Anyway, she says she earned about $56,000 annually, but used her Instagram to document her lavish lifestyle, including trips, designer goods, and a Tesla. All right? After over 100 cards were reported stolen on her route, an investigation led to her being caught red-handed sorting stolen mail. When authorities searched her home, they discovered and recovered 133 credit or debit cards, 16 treasury checks, and 18 stolen gift cards.
Wow.
Wow. She pled guilty to bank fraud conspiracy, and she is facing up to 30 years in prison.
Good. Baby.
That's terrible.
Yeah. You can't fund your legal campaign with stolen cards.
Exactly. So, I mean, how do you get away with that?
Well,
how do you steal? Do you just?
Well, they put fraud alerts. Hey, I didn't do this. Hey, I didn't do that. But she's got the money through it.
Oh boy.
There's also another Instagram controversy going in, and we'll go to our newsroom for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys talked about Instagram, and I just thought about this. This happened last week, but Instagram rolled out an update where they introduced, have you guys heard of Snapchat Maps?
Yes.
Yes.
So you could see your friend's location, and, well, Instagram decided they wanted to roll out their own version of that. But what they did is they didn't market it at all, and then all of a sudden they just did it and had everyone's location on. And it shared to all of your followers.
Oh,
so not people that you were following, people who followed you. So millions of people across the world had their locations revealed, and no one knew about it for a while. It's been like a slow thing where people are like, hey, make sure you turn this off, because even if you had your location services off before, it would like automatically like set it default to being on.
So if you've got an Instagram account, check that.
Yes.
I think I do. That's how much I use Instagram, not at all. But that's frightening. So has it been rectified?
Not that I'm aware of. It's simple enough to go in and like change it yourself.
Sure.
But at this point, the damage is done. There's no real
right.
I imagine a lawsuit could potentially happen.
Oh, I'm guessing it will.
Because people have talked about, like, if you have someone stalking you or someone who you have a protective order against.
Yes, and now they know where you are.
Can find exactly where you are. That's really scary.
This is, well, on the same vein of scary. And I saw this in the news this morning, and it's just a good reminder for all parents as we get to this back-to-school season. You take all those back-to-school photos and you plaster them all over your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed. Just keep in mind that you don't want to give too much information on those. You don't necessarily want to say where your kid goes to school. You just have to be really careful because there's some bad actors out there. And Derek, I'm sure that you've crossed some news stories that where parents have just given too much information on those photos. And the first day of school photos, wow, pretty soon we're going to be inundated with those.
And they might not even necessarily just be like the school photos, but that combined with other things you've posted or commented, people can quickly search through that and gather a lot more information than you think they can.
Yeah. I used to do a lot more posting, especially when my grandkids were little. But, all of a sudden I decided I don't think that's a good idea anymore. And the other thing is they're not my kids to put out there, and so you just have to be really careful. And even as a note to grandparents, you might want to get your kids okay to post those pictures of your grandkids before you do it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like the world is getting more and more scary. And so I think we just have to be vigilant. And as Derek said, you know, a collection of your posts can give more information than you even consider that you're putting out there. So, but I always think of that at back to school time. Parents and grandparents, be careful. Yeah, that's good to note. All right.
Want to hit or feel good?
Yeah, let's see. Do I have one for you? This is not a good one. A man poisons himself after taking ChatGPT's dietary advice. So be careful with AI, everybody.
Wow.
Too, I know. Let's see. Well, how about the fact that it's going to be a nice day, despite maybe a little bit of
smoke?
I guess we'll have to.
Plus, there was a great night at Speece Riverfront Park last night for Pioneer Care.
It really, really was. And so congratulations to those fundraising efforts, and thanks to all the people who came, all the people who were there working, bringing food, serving stuff up, and giving money back to Pioneer. It's a great cause, and it was just a whole lot of fun too. So lots of thank yous to be strewed out there. So kind of a big blanket thank you to everybody who participated. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that's going to do it. Going to wrap up our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.